Yo, what's going on, everybody? Back to it on a Wednesday evening. The Cage Lions podcast is back for episode 2. We got a whole lot on the agenda tonight, but first, we want to give some announcements out. Today we're going to be talking about our weekends, and then we're going to be doing the NFL, followed by some esports stuff. We got a lot planned there, and then we're going to kick it to the MLB because we've got some headlines there that happened this past week. So first off, we made a Twitter at Cage Lions Pod. We will drop a link in the description. Go hit it. Um, and we have a Discord coming soon. Hopefully, we'll be able to get that up and running in the next few days. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. From us from there. So, Ben, how we doing today?
Can't complain. Can't complain. Had kind of a crazy weekend. If you guys don't know, me and 3 buddies took a road trip from Boston to Indianapolis. Drove there. It was like a 15, 16-hour drive, including stops. Stayed there 3 nights. Went to the Colts-Ravens game. Had my heart broken by Phillip Rivers. And yeah, just chilled in Indy for a few days. Like, dude,
That sounds like an absolute electric factory.
oh my gosh. So the city is pretty small. It's like a pretty small, like close city. It's like you can walk everywhere. It's pretty safe too. But the people there are so goddamn nice.
Really?
Like, I'm coming from Boston, and like people will push you out of the way if they're behind you in dunks, right? But
True.
everybody there, we're like, it was college football Saturday, and so we had some money on some games, and we were like talking trash to fans. There was an Indiana game IU was playing, so talking trash to some of their fans. And if we pulled the shit that we pulled in Boston, like, we would have gotten kicked out of restaurants. People would have tried to fight us, but the people there are so nice. They just laughed it off, and we're like, "Hey, like, thanks for coming to our city. Like, it's great to see other people here." And I was like, "Wow, the
Massachusetts
food."
colonizing.
Yeah, the food there is great.
Is it?
I love that city. Like, Boston will always be my home, like the greatest city in the world. But Indianapolis is like 9 out of 10.
Damn. I've
Love that
always
city.
wanted to, as like a motorsport fan, I've always wanted to hit the Speedway
Yeah.
and see. Did you get to see that at all?
No, I think that's in Dayton.
It's actually, I think you might be right. It's
So
called
we
the
drove
It's called the
through
Indianapolis
Dayton.
Motor Speedway, but I
Yeah,
think
but
it's in Dayton.
they
I
lied.
think you're
It's in
right.
Ohio, which is weird. But we drove through there, and we didn't see it because it was like not just off the highway, but there were like billboards and stuff and like ads, and Lucas Oil Stadium, like, you walk inside and there's like cars, like Formula 1 cars and race cars, like, on pedestals, weird, like there's some stuff hanging from the ceiling. The stadium's beautiful.
It
It's
really
really
looks like a
cool.
good place to be.
It was like 70 degrees, so they had like the dome open.
That's pretty
It was
good.
really hot. I was sweating my ass off. Went to the pro shop, got a Colts dad hat.
There it is.
It was only like $35, but
I feel like
hey.
that's going price for dad hats these days, though.
Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of standard. Like, I know snapbacks get expensive, but
yeah. I've always like I like snapbacks kinda, but I feel like they just sit on my head weird. Dad hats, like, I don't know. I
I
feel
could
like
never pull off a snapback. There was like a
yeah.
brief phase when I was like 12, 13. The pictures got deleted. That part of my life sent to
Yeah,
the
the
archive,
memories
dude.
of race, those are gone.
Those were edited out. But yeah, I am definitely a dad hat guy too. So
Yeah.
meanwhile, I was stuck at home doing absolutely nothing. I had work at my home and native land Target last 2 nights, but it was fine. I mean, everything chilling here back in Massachusetts. I mean, Sunday, no Boston sports. It's relatively quiet.
Sad. Yeah, it's
Relatively
weird.
quiet. Actually,
Weirdly
before
quiet.
we get into anything, I want to say rest in peace to the Celtics legend Tommy. Um,
Yeah.
that was absolutely heartbreaking news to hear, and I mean, I think as basketball fans in general, much less Celtics fans, it's hard news. So
Yeah. And Alex Trebek. Rest in peace, Alex
yeah,
Trebek.
I mean, we had some pretty good news Friday and Saturday between some of the esports stuff and all that, and then 2020 came along on Sunday and said sit your ass back down. So
Yeah.
I think this year just needs to be over, man. We're on the
Yeah,
clock, like less
seriously.
than 2 months. Let's hurry it up. So
I do think it's crazy the amount of like acknowledgement I see these people getting. Like I've grown up knowing and loving them. Like some of the most iconic like TV moments are from Jeopardy, and some of the most iconic Boston sports moments were
absolutely,
called by him, and it just won't be the same. But like the the social media outpouring of like how everybody was so like grieving these things, I was like, wow, it's like it wasn't just me who was like over my grandparents' house, like watching Jeopardy at night, like appreciating those like crazy sports moments that we had in Boston. But I
it,
mean, obviously it's sad, but it's great to see them being remembered like the legends they are.
right. I think that's a big thing to keep in mind. So
Definitely.
kicking it to the NFL, we've got first we've got some Indy versus Baltimore. You want to tell us about that game?
Yeah, so I mean, Indy started off really strong. I wanted them to win. I was rooting with the home team. My friends had money on Baltimore, so they were kind of mad at me for the first half. Indy was starting in the lead. But then, man, Philip Rivers, man, he just he's not good. I
He fit
like,
the Chargers persona perfectly. Can
yeah,
can kill it for the first three, and then the witching hour comes along, and it's just like I checked out.
yeah, it was insane. The entire fourth quarter was 3 and outs for them. He could not gain a first down. And like
That's
his
tough.
receivers are good. Shout out Michael Pittman Jr., man. He's an electric receiver. He has a great YouTube channel. Michael and Kiana, it's like a vlog day-to-day life of like an NFL rookie and what that life is like, which is actually really cool to get that perspective on
That's
stuff.
pretty
He
cool.
he balled out. He had some catches. But yeah, and the defense played well, but I mean, like, couldn't stop the Ravens once the Ravens got adjusted to their game plan. Like the
Right.
first half was amazing. I was like, oh, this is like the Colts are gonna win. This is a great game. But then Lamar came back and showed us why he was the MVP. He started off a little shaky, but then he literally could not be stopped in the fourth quarter. Like
Yeah.
it was
It.
crazy.
I caught some of it on Red Zone, and I was just like, well, I mean, it's a good game to be at, but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, that's Philip Rivers, I guess, in a nutshell. I mean, he's a good quarterback, and I think he deserved a little better than what he had back in Indianapolis. But my God, man, he's just got to find a way to finish out the game.
seriously.
Uh, and then kicking it to Sunday night, it was Tampa Bay versus Saints. I didn't really catch a lot of this game. I caught the fourth quarter
Oh my gosh.
because I got home from work, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this might be a good game. Make like 21-24, like 31-0 when I turned on the game. Final score
Yeah.
38-3. It was Tom Brady's worst loss of his career. And I
It
was
was
like, wow.
insane.
I
Yeah, I was
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
blown
what
away.
happened? Like Tom Brady got like 2.4 fantasy points, and that's what won me my matchup.
Yeah, that's what lost me mine.
Rip.
I was at this not really sports bar, but like it was like a Chicago style bar, or restaurant, and they had the food there was amazing. But they had the game on, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be great. Just eat some food, watch a really good sports game,
Yeah.
and then Tom Brady throws like 3 picks, like bang, bang, bang. And they go down, like they're down 14-0. I'm like, okay, Tom Brady will come out and lead to drop interception. And Tom Brady will come out, fumble. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
they got a, it was, I think it was just a reality check for them, honestly. I'd have them come back to earth. Some people
Yeah.
are saying it's Antonio Brown already having his effect, but
Nah.
he literally didn't do
I saw
anything. Like
Antonio
it
Brown
was
in
not his
two
fault.
different press conferences this week, and he sounded about as tame as one could be.
Yeah,
I think, while we're on the topic of the Bucks and Antonio Brown, like he's gone through a change I think few of us could ever make.
yeah,
I think he's completely turned his life around. He hasn't posted on social media in over a month, like I think a month now. Um, I think, and yeah, I think that reconnecting with Tom Brady. I mean, he made all the right choices that he had to make, and accepted like, okay, I was a shitty person for a long time, and I don't
yeah,
personally think that's 100% his fault. I think he got hit a lot, and I think his brain is already feeling the effects of CTE and stuff like that. I'm not a doctor, but
yeah,
it's just I think he's turned his life around, and it's not the Bucks losing by 35 was a result of Bruce Arians not being able to corral his team and make adjustments. It's not a It's definitely not a player talent thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, good for the Saints. Like Drew Brees balled out.
Drew
Like,
Brees is like when he wants it, he'll get it.
yeah, and I mean, you put him in a position with Tom Brady like that. Uh, are like two of the greatest quarterbacks of our era, if
They're the
not
number
all.
1 and 2 on all-time passing touchdowns.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if he wants it more, but that night he sure as hell wanted it more.
Absolutely. I mean, it was the Saints swept the Bucks this season 2-0, so
I think is that the first time anyone swept Tom Brady?
I believe it is.
Yeah,
So,
that's insane.
I
But I
mean,
mean, hey,
I don't doubt the Bucks. Like they're still going to be a major contender in the NFC, but and I don't think this. I think the Saints are still a couple steps away from being a top team, like being able to break through to the Super Bowl. But they're a well-rounded team, that's for sure.
yeah, I don't
Um,
know. We'll see if this makes Drew Brees want to stick around a few more years. I think
is he in a
I
contract year?
definitely um
Because the
I'm
Pats will
not
take
sure.
him.
Yeah,
I got no
seriously.
problem having Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Cam Newton, Drew Brees.
Hey,
I'm in.
throw Jarrett Stidham in there for a few snaps. You know.
Oh jeez. And then, so another game that really surprised me was Monday night. The Pats took on the Jets. The game was much closer than I would have liked it to be, and that
Yeah,
everyone thought it was going to be. Um, it just it, but both teams were able to get drives going. That's what I
yeah,
like to see from the Patriots, because the Patriots, where they struggle the most, in my opinion, is they can't get an offensive drive going. Their defense is gassed by the second quarter because the offense spends a minute and a half out on the field, and then the other team drives 8.5 down the field. So it's tough to navigate the entire field. And I don't get this year's kind of a wash for the Patriots anyway. Like I said last week,
yeah,
like I don't have high expectations, but we shouldn't have to rely on Nick motherfucking Folk to
yeah.
hit a 51
What?
yarder to win the game. He called
Yeah.
game though. And when as soon as he kicked it, he was like, "That's me."
Hell yeah.
He
I
was like, "That's
mean,
all me."
yeah, I was watching that. Or no, I think I was driving for most of that on the way home. We're driving back. And yeah, I mean, like the Jets played a good game.
They
Like the
did.
Jets played
Joe
good
Flacco balled
football.
out.
Flacco balled out. Yeah.
He had like
Like,
I think he had like a 128 passer rating, which is
yeah.
insane.
That's like that was like prime Joe Flacco right there. So I mean, honestly, I think I don't really know why the Jets aren't rolling with Sam Darnold because I do think he's like a good quarterback, and I feel bad for him. I feel like his
I
talent's
think
being
I think with
wasted.
any team that's a relative contender, I think he would. I think it's kind of like I don't want to say it's a Jameis Winston thing because Jameis Winston's ass, but
Whoa.
it's kind of like a Bucks thing, where they just needed a quarterback. They needed a
Yeah,
half competent quarterback to
yeah.
go to that next level, and they got that in Tom Brady. But I feel like if they got that in Sam Darnold, they'd have a young talent to develop. And Bruce Arians does a great job developing talent. So I'm not.
I think if you put Sam Darnold on the 49ers, he totally upgrades their offense.
I completely agree. Jimmy G's good,
Jimmy's really good at handing the ball
but
off.
yeah, a passer. I don't
Yeah,
know.
not that
The
great.
jury's still out on that one.
Yeah,
But
and like I don't know. And if you put him on the Patriots, he can't run as well as Cam. He can still run.
but I mean, the
He-
Patriots for 20 years had had a pocket quarterback,
yeah,
like had
it's
a
just
pocket passer. So I'm okay with
such
that.
an abrupt change for the Patriots. And I mean, we'll probably say this every week. Like
Yeah,
we had the most opt outs in the league. Like we had one of the best defenses, one of the best defenses in the league, and then we
right,
lost half of them. But
right.
like I don't know. Try not to make excuses.
Yeah, I
But
think the blanket statement is the Patriots like aren't really gonna make a lot of noise, and we're gonna take the wins we can get.
yeah,
I know some people were like, yeah, we should tank for Trevor. I'm like, I mean, I would be okay with that, but Cam is just kind of growing into who he needs to be in New England.
yeah,
And so if he finishes strong, like if we finish, I don't know, 10-6, 9-8, or 9-7, I'm okay with that. Like we
yeah.
finish above 500. Cam like is still good. What I've seen from him this year is not a product of him being bad. It's just no weapons, no separation. Josh McDaniels' play calling is not good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that it's sublime. It's terrible, but I think I'm willing to give him another year. I'll say that.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
for
I'm
sure.
definitely willing to have him back next year. He's
Yeah.
done good enough for me already.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I want to live in a world where Bill Belichick tanks.
Well,
Like,
yeah, that's what Cam said on WEI yesterday. Um, One of the hosts asked him like, do you think Bill Belichick would ever tank? Cam goes, hell no. Like
yeah,
I don't want to live in that world either, where
Bill
Bill
Belichick
where
makes
Bill
me
gives
think.
up.
Hell
It's
no.
tough. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think that's our wrap up for the games we really paid the most attention to this week. I was personally most shocked. I mean, all the games are good. A lot of the NFL games are really good. Dalvin Cook,
Yeah.
200 yards against who'd they play? The Lions? Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bad slate of games at all. It was pretty good.
No. College
This
football is pretty good too.
college football was really good. We had Notre
No,
Dame taking on
Clemson.
Clemson. That was
I
fire.
think people aren't giving Notre Dame enough credit as they deserve. Like, yeah, there are some players out for Clemson, but Notre Dame, they balled out against still a very solid team. The Trevor Lawrence's replacement had a career game. He played amazing, and there were some plays where there was like a drop touchdown pass that would have put up Notre Dame by another score. The quarterback fumbled into the end zone. That's another touchdown. Like, and they still won. It was I don't know. It was an amazing game. And also, all the people saying that they shouldn't have stormed the field after. There were more people. I can't get political.
Yeah,
They were
I
wearing.
wouldn't do that.
There was a lot of people wearing masks
And I
there,
and I
and
think
like,
the thing is, they're a lot of those kids are students, right? So
mhm.
they're already bubbled at Notre Dame anyways.
And they get their tickets taken away if they test positive. They can't go to the game if they've tested positive.
Right.
So,
So I personally, it's a heat of the moment kind of thing.
oh
Like
yeah,
if you looking at it like a day after kind of thing is like, why did you do that? But in a heat of the moment thing, I probably would have done the same thing. That's a
yeah,
stupid thing for me to say, but I would have done the exact same thing.
yeah.
Um,
I feel like most people would.
yeah, I talk to my family. They say the same thing. Like we are about as cautious as can be up here in Massachusetts,
Yeah,
but it in the heat of the moment, like same thing as Justin Turner. I didn't particularly have a problem with him going back on the field after the Dodgers won the World Series because I was like, well, if I won the World Series, would I rather be not with the boys or with the boys? Like,
yeah.
because if I was with them for 7 innings, anyways,
It doesn't like.
it's like it's I don't know. It's a huge thing, and I don't want to get into it, but
Yep.
a
You know
great
what
slate
you
of
want
college
to get
football
into?
games. Yeah.
Some hot take.
Oh, I'm in on the hot takes, dude. I got a good one for you. Ready?
Here, let's hear it.
Derrick Henry, I think, should be in the top five for the MVP race. I'm not saying top three, maybe 4 or 5. I think that top three right now is like Russ, um, probably Aaron Rodgers up there as well. Pat Mahomes, obviously.
Get Josh Allen up there anywhere?
I would put Josh Allen as like a maybe Josh Allen 4, Derrick Henry 5, or yeah, them
Yeah.
interchangeably. I think that Russell Wilson is the most valuable player to his team. Granted, his defense is a bunch of chickens.
Yeah.
The the
Defense.
Bills went in to a top NFC team and put up 44.
Yeah, that game was insane.
That was a
I kept
really good game, dude.
I kept putting on the score and like blinking and being like, "What is going on?"
Stefon Diggs didn't score a touchdown and still got me like 25 fantasy points.
That's crazy.
I was like, how do you let up that much offense
Yeah.
to one receiver? All you got to
Hmm.
do is put your number one corner on your number one receiver. Like, I guess their
Yeah.
number one corner is like the Cowboys. Like that. That's the thing. The Cowboys and the Seahawks are pretty similar teams. On offense, they're really good. Well, the Cowboys lost Dak, who was a very integral part of their offense. So the Cowboys are out of it right now. But like pre-Dak injury, the Cowboys and the Seahawks, I saw a lot of the same.
Yeah.
They just have no defense.
I mean,
Like the
Dak and Russ are like pretty comparable quarterbacks.
I would say I think Russ is like a little bit more mobile, and
Yeah,
that's just experience. But I
exactly.
mean, they're just a defense away.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Jerry Jones is going to keep drafting wide receivers in the first round.
Oh my gosh. He doesn't
I don't know.
care. He's making so much money.
That's
He
true.
could care
Cowboys
less.
fans will just pay whatever it takes. And Cowboys fans, we love you. But your GM slash owner needs to
Great
probably
guy.
yeah, great
Love the
guy.
guy. Love the
Just
guy.
just needs to hire a GM.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm
Yes.
going with
Yeah.
that.
Seriously.
But I think so on the topic of Derrick Henry, I think he's putting the team on his back.
Literally.
He like I have him as my RB1 for fantasy, and he's just produced week in week out. He only had like 75 rush yards, so he had like 7.5 points this week, and I was like, why is he playing so bad?
Yeah.
Because I expect 27 out of him every week.
Exactly.
There's
I
one
mean,
week.
he
There's one
single-handedly beat the Pats out of the wild card. Like that sucked.
basically.
That was just
He
him.
averaged like 6 yards a carry that game. Yeah, I mean it was Derrick Henry. I don't know.
I agree with you.
He turned
You're
Earl
selling me.
Thomas into a lead blocker and put Josh Norman into next week. But we still haven't seen Josh Norman yet, so
Oh, where somebody get him, bro? Where'd he go?
to the
You find
shadow
that
realm,
man.
dude. My man.
Yo, that's who Sam Darnold was seeing last year. He's seeing ghosts, bro.
He's seeing the
Seeing the ghost of
dude.
Josh Norman.
He's seeing the ghosts of stiff-armed futures, dude.
All right. My turn for a hot take.
What you got for me?
Matt Stafford is an elite quarterback, and on a really good team, I think he'd be top 10 in the league.
You think?
Maybe more. Maybe more.
Now, see, the first problem I have with this is that we'll never freaking know because he's gonna keep signing with the Lions.
I respect the hell out of him for that.
Look, in New England, we know a thing or two about quarterback loyalty,
We
but
thought we
yeah,
did.
but my God, like
That's just different.
it is when your team consistently sucks every single year, and you're just like, I mean, as long as you guys are throwing me money, like secure the bag.
Yeah. I
I,
mean, yeah, the flashes of brilliance we've seen from him. Like, if Pat Mahomes was making the same plays as he's making, like they'd be all over the fucking internet, all over Sports Center, all over Instagram.
it'd be Sports Center top play
Everybody would
every
be
day.
talking about no, 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 no. But
Yeah,
no, because it's Matt Stafford. Like nobody cares. But I'd like see. I'm scrolling through Instagram on like on my explore page, like down on the NFL memes page and whatever, and it's like Matt Stafford making these like no look sidearm
yeah.
fucking
The Lions
lasers.
get no attention because one, they're so bad, no one really cares. They're just continuously irrelevant.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the Colts. Like the Colts are kind of good, and they just get no like
yeah,
respect. They just get no media coverage because they don't have
no,
it like a top player.
yeah,
They're just a well-rounded team. It's like the
exactly.
Chiefs
Like,
get coverage because they have Pat Mahomes. Like the Patriots get coverage because they don't have Tom Brady. The Bucks get coverage because they do.
yeah,
It certain teams definitely get a lot more coverage than others, and I think the Lions are one of those teams that should get more coverage than they do. And as a result, Matt Stafford is wildly underrated. I mean, I have his jersey in the mail. Like
yeah.
I've loved Matt Stafford for a long time, and
He's
the Lions are one of the teams where I'm like, I hope they do well because they're in the other conference, and I know they never will.
yeah.
It was kind of like the Browns until they got like a bunch of offense.
I still like to root for the
I
Browns
love the
and
Browns. My Baker
like
jersey's right back there.
yeah. I mean, Matt Stafford, he's just so tough, and the fans, like the people that are rooting
So ride
for
or
the
die.
Lions, I just respect the hell out of them. Like now, I'm
Yeah,
starting to know how they feel. Like, but when you're down in the dumps, still repping your team, still showing them love. Like, yeah,
absolutely, dude.
I respect that. I do think he's a great quarterback, and I think that on a team with more weapons, he would thrive. But I respect the hell out of him for being loyal. And I mean, hey, I'm sure the money doesn't hurt. I'm sure it doesn't hurt.
I'm sure it makes the sting of losing hurt a little less.
Yeah, but like, still losing sucks. But
Yeah,
I don't know. He's crazy. So tough too. Seems like
yeah.
a nice guy as well.
So I think that'll do it for the NFL. I mean, it's pretty good. A
Yeah,
lot to unpack in just a little in just
great
one night.
season.
So it's really been a good season so far. I mean,
Yeah,
we got the Cowboys, you know, We got the NFC least. We got a little mix-up in the AFC East, which I don't hate to see.
Yeah.
I was starting to think the guaranteed AFC Championship was a little boring, and I
If
don't
it's
know.
not us, I'm
I think
happy
that's a
it's the
cold take.
Bills. I love Josh Allen. I love the Bills team.
I mean,
Like
hey,
that, they're
no one
they're
circles the
electric. Bills
wagon.
Mafia. No one serves the way. Yeah, shut up, PMT.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah. So we wanna move on to some esports. I know you got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we got unbelievable amount of esports stuff. My Twitter timeline was popping off this weekend about all the stuff that was going on, and I mean,
Yeah,
earlier in this week it was just crazy. So I mean, the first thing we have to talk about, right? Beyond Light,
yeah.
like
Let's do it.
that dropped yesterday at noon, and
Already played like 6 or 7 hours of
yep,
it.
I played from like 2:30 to like 11 last night. I couldn't wait. I preloaded the game in the morning, and I was like, let's get it.
Yeah, I remember you texting me. You're like, by the way, you can preload it, and I hadn't bought it until that point because I'd like been away, and I knew I was gonna
Oh
save till the
no,
last minute. So
yeah,
I bought it and then preloaded it, and oh my gosh,
it's
just
crazy. Like this is Bungie. This is Bungie, dude. This is Bungie doing
yeah.
what Bungie wants, and not what Activision tells them Bungie has to do. It's it makes me very excited for the state of the game because I know
Mhm.
they're trying to build off of the darkness.
Yeah,
Because you're gonna
which
have
is
your
gonna be
light
so badass.
subclasses and your dark subclasses, and that's
Gonna
gonna
be
be
so cool.
awesome. I cannot wait to see that. So I think the first thing I want to talk about is the campaign. Before we get to all the
Yeah, yeah,
gear
yeah.
and all the end game stuff, the campaign was the most challenging Destiny activity I've ever played, but it was insane. It was sick.
Yeah, it was badass. I mean, it
I
like I don't really like campaigns and stuff, but I sat down. I was playing with some friends who were on a Discord call, and I was like, "Oh, like you guys want to play some of the new like Crucibles? Yeah, that's going." They're like, "No, we're gonna do the campaign first. Like, you want to play?" I was like, "No, but like, yeah, I will." And so I like put my head down and like started playing it, and then like I looked back up, and it was like 5 hours later. I was like, "Whoa!" And the Destiny expansion campaigns usually aren't that long and
right.
like good.
I think the longest one after like the main one obviously was Forsaken.
Yeah,
Because Shadowkeep was short, and I was like, "What is this? Is lackluster."
it
Like
was like
I thought the release of
literally like
I
an hour.
honestly thought the release of Shadowkeep was a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit like clunky.
Hmm.
It didn't feel complete.
I agree.
But they actually did a really good job at the end of year three in our season of arrivals last season in transitioning, like because it made
Yeah.
sense this season,
Yeah.
and now like
No, I
we've
agree.
seen what it all leads up to, and it was so worth the wait.
Yeah, and they brought the stranger back. Did you pre-order? So you got
I
no
got
time
no
to
time to
explain, right?
explain, yes sir.
Yeah, really good.
It looks cracked in PvP because there's no like expiration time on the rewind again.
Yeah.
So as long as you get 10 crits at any point in your life, you get the like arcs the hit scan arc soul.
Yeah.
It's
It's
gonna
pretty
it
sick.
looks really really good in PvP. So I think then that leads us into stasis. Like what do you think of I think running back to the campaign a little bit, I loved how they didn't give you the subclass until the end of the campaign,
Yeah.
but you
They
got
give
to
you
use
little
it every
teasers.
mission.
They
You
gave you a
got to
little
use it
teaser.
on the boss, right? It was sick.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Because that's how they had like before when they had done it, they like gave it to you fully, and
Right.
then you like learned how to use it throughout the campaign. But I liked how they did it. They were like, "Here you go. Like you can have it for like 5 minutes. Like psych, you gotta." And how you earned it, I thought was cool. How you went and like did the mission, then you went back to the crystal, and like then you went back and did another one. Like kept
Right.
unlocking the crystals
Right.
because like you kind of knew how much you had left and what you still had to do. And I think the villain's cool. You don't just hate them. You kind of understand. Like she thinks that she was doing the right thing, and Varix thinks that like she's not. And but yeah, stasis in PvE and PvP right now is busted.
It looks stupid powerful. Dude, I remember getting frozen by stasis in like the missions, and I was like, okay, I'm dead. I was like,
Yeah, it
I need
sucked.
to pick up. But
Yeah,
that's because like the campaign was super challenging. It
the
was
campaign was hard,
it was really difficult. Like I mean,
especially with Strike.
even in Forsaken, like your light wasn't needed beyond like 450.
Yeah.
And now by the time you got to the end of this one, it was like 1200.
Yeah.
Not 1200, like 1160. It was tough. Like
Which is
I
more than I am
all the
right now. I was in
yeah,
1160 yet.
all the campaign missions so far I have seen were like red sword enemies.
Yeah.
Like I was under geared. So,
Yeah. And the did you play the strike
yeah, that was
that was
impossible, dude.
so
I
hard.
I almost wanted to burn an upgrade module and put it into my anarchy because for one of the bosses, anarchy was in
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
It was so good. I think you can get anarchy from the new vendor in the tower. You can't,
Hmm.
dude. You can get the Scourge of the Past Sparrow, but you can't get 1K voices.
It's weird. I didn't buy any of the expansions on my PC, so I still can't get it, which is stupid. I wish they like unlocked everything to me.
Oh, so you didn't have
So
Forsaken, so you can't get year two
no.
content.
I had it Forsaken on my PS4, but
That's
I
tough.
didn't want to rebuy it on my PC, and so
I
I
get you.
thought that Beyond Light would like kind of make everything like available, but like no, that's not the case. And I'm
That
not gonna go
sucks.
back and spend like $50 on content I don't need. Like the exotics are good, but like I'll be fine without them.
Right. I don't think exotic weapons and armor are getting sunset, but I mean that's year two, so.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think it's kind of cool that like in stuff like trials, like you're not gonna see any year one weapons. Like the days of mindbenders and beloved are over.
on to that, Adored is gonna be the new sniper, and you can. So the cool thing I like about that is you can pick based on your playstyle. You can pick to get it from strikes, or you can. So there's like a strike like a strike quest to get it, a gambit one, and a crucible. Personally, I went with crucible, and I'm not done with the first part yet, but it's not bad. It's basically you just have to use like a sniper and get kills and play games.
I didn't even look at it. I have the strikes one, but I didn't even look at it. I thought it was three different guns, and I just chose the first one because I was gonna get the other two on the
Yeah,
other two characters, but that
yeah,
wasn't the
no, no.
case.
But that's like I think that is their idea of replacing beloved with a sniper, like another the
Like
next
a
version
relevant
of it.
sniper, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, because other
so
than
that'd be
that, it would
cool.
have to be like our pinnacle weapons sunset. Yeah.
Like a
So
revoker's
revoker's
gone.
gone. Salvation.
Seriously.
It like I mean that had to be weapon sunsetting had to be like their solution to the PvP meta, right?
Yeah, thank
Because
God
there were
Mountain
no. I
Hawk's
mean,
gone too. It was so
dude,
bad.
they nerfed 90 RPM snipers into the ground.
Hmm.
Like they nerfed, which included Izanagi's, which I think exotic should be tuned differently than.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Which is
Because
why I'm
they
glad they
nerfed
didn't mess with
Izanagi's
like
into the ground too, and I was like, Izanagi's was
yeah.
fine,
I mean,
but
exotic sniper is like if you're using an exotic slot on a sniper or like a shotgun,
especially kinetic sniper, like
yeah, might as well be like getting some bang for your buck.
I worked so hard for the Izanagi's catalyst.
Yeah.
You had to get 500 kills with it. You know what I think I did? I did Shirochi in Last Wish, and I used Tether, and I got
Ah,
kills that way.
yeah.
That was a strat.
Cheater.
Nah.
I respect it.
So yeah, I mean,
Very excited for Destiny. Trials coming back soon. I don't think people are going to be crazy high light. I think the light is going to be very attainable for people.
I think
So
that I
I'm
mean the
not.
soft cap right now is 1200, so I don't think a
Yeah,
lot of people are going to be above 1200.
I think
So
most people are going to be what like 1205 maybe if they're
yeah,
like
I mean, because the only can you get now. I know that powerful drops. So this is a big thing. Powerful drops come from Gambit wins, Crucible wins, and strikes. You have a chance to get powerfuls just doing them, which is
yeah.
I'm just gonna spam strikes, obviously. Um, so do you know if trials rewards powerful gear on chance too? I imagine it
I
would because
mean,
if comp is
it didn't used to on like 3, 5 and 7 it would.
right, you would get pinnacle though, right? I'm wondering if this like
No. You
oh just
get
powerfuls.
powerful, powerful 2, and then pinnacle on 7, and it's from the chest, I think, for flawless.
And then yeah, and then you would get pinnacle of those
But yeah, you get
flawless.
if you're trying to level up, you get better gear from just playing comp, which was kind of weird. So hopefully that changes. I'd be cool with
I
that.
like that, but at the same time, I don't know if it is. I was watching
Yeah.
Glad the other day, and he was playing with Frost, the PvP player, and
Yeah.
Glad was like, "Wait, comp isn't light enabled, is it?" And he was like, "Yeah, it is." And he was like, "What?" And he was like,
Call
"Just
comp light
kidding, you
enabled?
got fucked."
Oh,
He was like, "You got
shit.
fucked." And
That scared me.
when I heard it, I was like, "Well, guess I'm never playing comp again." And then,
Yeah, that would be
but
awful.
I think overall we can agree that Beyond Light is just it's gonna be a lot of fun to play.
I tried to come into it with low expectations.
I did too, because
Um,
I came into year three with high expectations because year two was
yeah,
so good.
yeah.
But I don't know. I I got high hopes now.
I mean, hey, after the first day, it's been great. Um, After we record this, we're probably just gonna hop on and play more.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's probably telling you enough about how we feel about it right there.
Yeah. So
Pretty dope.
we're gonna kick it to some Call of Duty news. This is like I think Call of Duty might be my favorite esport to follow. It used to be
I'm
the
so
Overwatch
pumped
League,
for
but it just the problem with Overwatch. I don't know if you've played it a lot. I played the game for like
the
two
used to.
thousand hours, and it's just like across all platforms, and it was just like it got stale after a while.
Yeah,
The devs felt like they didn't care a whole lot. Um, Power creep was too real, and it just I don't know. I lost a lot of love for the game, and I wish I could still have a lot of fun while playing it, but I really can't. And
yeah,
I think that's why I started. I Destiny was my game when I hated Overwatch, so I'm glad I invest time into it now because now it's
yeah,
like
for real.
the main game I play. So, but in Call of Duty news, my favorite team got a team finally. 100 Thieves came back into Call of Duty
Woohoo!
for the CDL. They signed the LA Thieves, which is just an unbelievable, um, you know, sight to see. I was so excited to see it. I woke up or I saw the tweet and I was like, "We did it! Like we got a
Yeah,
team!" It was just it. Like I said, Friday and Saturday was such good news, and this was part of it. Like Saturday at noon, I was like, "We got a team!" And so they
yeah, it's so
signed
hard.
Slasher, Quavo, and Mudog. I recognize Slasher and Mudog. I don't really know who Quavo is, but he seems like a solid prospect. So,
Oh shit! Actually, I have some news.
oh, what happened?
This is like 8 hours ago. This is like today.
Oh, some breaking news.
Hex got Optic Gaming back.
Oh,
That's
Hex got
fucking
back
massive,
Optic.
dude. Yeah,
Yo, yeah,
yeah.
that's
Oh my
huge.
god,
Wow,
that's sick, dude.
that's actually crazy. So for those who don't know, Hector Rodriguez, aka Hex, was the founder and CEO of Optic Gaming. Nadeshot, Scump, and Courage. A lot of the big Call of Duty guys all went through Optic Gaming at one point in their careers, and he sold it. Or he like his contract
Stepped
got bought
away.
out or something. Yeah, to the investment group that invested in him, and he went to NRG for a while to be a co-CEO, and now I guess he bought back Optic.
Yeah, so it says on Wednesday, Hex announced that he'd reacquired Optic Gaming and would turn Chicago's Huntsman team into Optic Chicago in the Call of Duty League. So fucking Optic Gaming has
Oh, dude, we
in the
got
Call of
100 Thieves versus Optic is back, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So I know you're a huge Optic Greenwall guy, and I'm a
Oh yeah,
huge 100 Thieves guy. So
it's gonna be bad.
So Optic Chicago versus LA Thieves. Those are gonna be some good matches. We might have to live stream us watching those, like electric chair that shit.
That would be, dude. I hope Scump's involved somehow. I want them
I
to get
think
Scump.
Scumpy is still in Chicago.
He's on the team still.
I
Oh
don't
wow,
know what his contract with NRG looks like, but he still competes with he was on Huntsman last year.
that's crazy. I thought he was like getting too old for that.
I was a big Minnesota Rocker fan just because I love Minneapolis. I love the state. But LA Thieves, like, that's it. I got my team.
Yeah,
So,
he tweeted 6 hours ago. The green wall is back. So happy. And then tweeted a video of all his old optic stuff and said
oh,
saved
that's
all.
awesome. That's so cool, dude. I'm so
Oh,
happy for him.
dude,
That's
I'm
gonna
so
be
glad I
electric
looked
to
that
see.
up because yeah, you were talking about 100 Thieves Call of Duty, and I was like, oh man, I wonder what happened to Optic. Like I haven't heard anything from
Yeah,
them in a while.
that's crazy, dude. I can't
They're
believe
back.
it.
Optic's back. I think yeah. So I think Scump's gonna be on the team too,
That's gonna be an
which
electric
is sick.
factory.
And he's younger. He's only 25. I thought he was getting up there, but
I thought he was like Nate Shot's age, like 30.
yeah, no, because I mean, like once you get to a certain age, around 30, which is like old for professional gamers, like the reflexes in your hands and fingers are just like too slow to compete with the younger people.
Hmm,
which like I watched a video he made about it. But
interesting.
Scumper Chumper, baby, that's
Yes,
gonna be so
sir.
high.
That's gonna
Yeah,
be
we
so sick.
we
So,
should watch.
and then we have kicking it to the Valorant First Strike that we talked about last week. I followed this a little bit, but all the matches came on days I had to work, so I didn't get to see a lot of it. C9 Blue defeated Envy in the grand final by a score of 2-1. Shout out 100 Thieves, y'all made it to the semis versus Envy, and apparently it didn't work out too well. So,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
they made it. I mean, they made a tear. They beat TSM and Sentinels, two highly talented NA teams. Um, I did not expect C9 to be as good as they were. I didn't
I'm
really
happy.
expect. I didn't even know Envy was on the scene either. So
I'm happy. I like Cloud9. I've always
I've been a big
like
C9 guy too.
seem like a pretty likable group of people that
Yeah,
don't really have
they've.
any huge beef or drama.
Yeah, I know the. I used to be a big 400 Thieves really came into my life. I used to be a big Counter Logic Gaming fan. CLG, they really only do like LCS and stuff like that now. But the LCS versus C9 and TSM matches used to be lit.
Yeah,
They used to be huge. So let's run it to some MLB news real quick, shall we?
yeah. Let's
So
do it. Big news.
so Boston, we're saved. Alex Cora is back.
Let's
He was
go.
reintroduced as the manager. I think yesterday. I couldn't believe it. I when I saw the news last Friday. This is when the good news started. Friday morning, I woke up. I saw like a breaking news tweet from the MLB Network Insider. Alex
Mhm.
Cora back as Red Sox manager. I sent it right off to Benny, and we were
Yeah,
like, we're saved.
dude. This it was the same team. All we did was lose Mookie, and we went from like being one of the best teams in the league to one of the
To
worst.
the number 4 MLB draft pick.
Yeah. Hopefully, we get somebody good, and Cora can work his magic with him. But
Yeah.
a good manager in the MLB is huge, and Alex Cora is one of the best.
In terms of player development and player relationship, he is probably the best.
Yeah,
Because so here's my thing. So many players come from South America and Central America and places like the Dominican Republic, Aruba, stuff like that. So, and Alex Cora is from Puerto Rico. So he has like I don't want to say he has like that Latin heritage almost
yeah.
to if that makes sense. Like
He
he
knows what it's like to come into the league and like
right.
have to develop relationships and come into a culture and society. It's different from what you're used to.
Right, absolutely. And I think that he's just a likable dude. Like he
Oh,
just
for
seems
sure,
like such a likable dude. And he's not afraid to tell the umpires when they're giving him shit, but he keeps it he keeps it a buck. And I
dude.
that's his most
Tweet,
admirable quality.
the tweet the Red Sox put out of him like walking with like I don't maybe he had like a briefcase or whatever in his hand was the most badass thing
Now,
I'd.
okay, so they took a picture of him when he got hired in 2018, walking across the bridge with the sicko sign in the background, and then they took another one on the day he got introduced to the press conference with a mask on. Same spot, same
So,
picture, just with a mask on, different outfit.
so
And I was
sick.
like, give me that.
Yeah,
Inject that into my veins.
seriously. So that's huge for the Sox.
I think the Sox are saved. I think we turned what would have been a rough decade into a rough year or two.
Yeah,
A rough 1 to 3 years. And I'm okay with that.
ship around.
Because the way the Red Sox like to work is suck, 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 championship. Suck,
Yeah,
championship. So I'm okay. I'm okay going last place couple years, first place, and just being unstoppable in the playoffs next year. Because the Red Sox don't get in the playoffs that often. When they do, they don't get stopped.
yeah, seriously, they win. It's, I mean, baseball for me is until recently when I like developed a love for the Padres. Baseball was like when the Red Sox were doing good, I would love baseball, and when they weren't, I wouldn't care. But I like loving baseball. I like watching games, and I like having people to watch it with me. And when the Red Sox are doing good, people like watch games with me. And so, I mean, I don't know. It's just good to see like on the horizon, like maybe the Red Sox is going to be like I went to the parade when they won.
Same.
For me, like, those months was when they were winning. It was like I didn't give a shit about any other sports. It was just Red Sox, man. Like there's other sports on like football. I think it started by that time, maybe.
Started. I mean, the
Yeah,
news was already. Training camp started in July. The season started in first week of September, but who gives a
I,
shit?
I
Like
was
the Red
all, yeah,
Sox are good.
I was all about the Red Sox back then. So
Yeah,
I want to love baseball. So keep giving me reasons to love baseball, Red Sox, please.
absolutely. I think it's just it's Boston baseball fans are different too. Like we
Oh
don't care
yeah,
if you suck. We'll fill up Fenway Park every game. So and
Sweet
but
Caroline, baby.
unfortunately, that makes Sam Kennedy and the ownership group want to charge us more every year.
Yeah, I did not know how cheap baseball tickets were other places until the first time I visited San Diego, and I was like, you can get a ticket for like $30.
Yeah, you know what a
Like,
$30 ticket gets you at Fenway? Center field bleachers.
yeah, you can stand.
You can stand in the back.
Yeah, you can't see the field. You can be there. You can hear it. You can't see.
We'll let you into Fenway Park, just like not like in a seat.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
but
I think one of the big things that happened this week too is some of the MLB awards. I know this was a big headline and like, oh, in a 60-game season doesn't even count. Yes, it counts. What kind of question is that? Like, yes, these guys, like, oh, can they do it in a 162 game season? Yes, a lot
oh,
of these
for
guys
sure. The
have the ability
Dodgers
to do
have
it.
been good for years. The Dodgers have been good for a
The
long
Dodgers were
time.
missing a piece, and they got six of them in
Yeah,
Mookie Betts. So
exactly.
look for the Dodgers for the next century. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm over that. I don't want to talk about it. So the
Happy Mookie's doing good.
so in the National League, your rookie of the year was Brewers reliever Devin Williams, 4-1 with an 0.33 ERA, 54 Ks in 27 innings this year. Imagine going up to face that guy.
I wonder what his ranking was in like Cy Young awards. Like he's a rookie, and like yeah, he got the rookie, but like wow,
Yeah, it
wow.
the NL. So we'll kick it to the Cy Young then. The finalists were Yu Darvish, Jacob DeGrom, and Trevor Bauer, and Trevor Bauer won. Which I expect. I mean, the Bauer outage, dude, most electrifying baseball player. I love it, dude. I love how he just says whatever he wants on Twitter all the time.
Oh my gosh, I would probably hate him if I
He
knew him,
if
but
I was if
because
I
I
was like
don't
the
know
MLB
him,
commissioner, I was like, oh, this
yeah,
guy
you
again.
put your notifications on. You see you look at your phone, see Trevor Bauer's tweeting. You're just like,
Here we go, dude. Not again. And then the manager
electric
of the
guy
year
though.
was the Marlins, Don Mattingly, dude. I love it. I love that pick. The Marlins had
Yeah,
a great Cinderella run. The bottom feeders, we love it.
can't
It's
can't
good.
hate on
I
a
mean, it
team
was a
like
good
that.
run. Yeah. I mean, the Marlins had no business being anywhere this year. They were in the same spot as the Sox. No
Yeah,
business being anywhere. And they made
they
something
turn it on.
happen, and I love it. So,
Respect.
and in the American League, we have Athletics, Kyle Lewis, unanimous vote. I didn't watch a whole lot of the A's this year. I didn't catch it after the Red Sox decided they were tanking. They gave up on baseball a good bit, but
Hmm.
from what I've heard, I watched some highlights today. He's been an electric player. Seems like he knows how to get it done in the field, offensively, defensively. So,
Yeah,
Shane Bieber won the American League Cy Young again. I'm not shocked. He lit it up this year. Um, just, I mean, all these guys deserve the awards. Like they wouldn't be finalists if they didn't deserve it. So,
exactly.
if we could give three of them, we would give three of them. But I mean, there's a reason. Then the Rays, Kevin Cash. He should not have. I mean, so here's a question I want to ask you. Do you think that the postseason should be factored in to MLB awards or to sports awards in general?
Um, I kind of want there to be two separate ones, if that makes sense. Like how the NBA kind of does it, like Finals MVP. But I think there should be like playoffs MVP and Finals MVP because it's so different,
But does
bro.
that make the award valuable at that point? Like oh I didn't win it. I
True.
didn't win it for like the whole year, but oh I got two more chances. I got the offs and then I got the chip. You know.
It's so, but it's like two different games. Playoff baseball is so different than regular season baseball.
So is
Playoff
basketball.
hockey,
Yeah.
playoff hockey, basketball, they're two different games. Like you have people turning it on, like you got like the 11th man absolutely turn it on like barn burner, and but they like get 3 minutes a game in the regular. It's different. You got people stepping up who don't get the opportunity to. I don't know.
I agree. I agree. It's two different
It's a hard
games,
question.
but I don't think that there should be like different. Like there should be like three different sets. You know.
Yeah,
But so with Kevin Cash being the AL Manager of the Year, if playoffs are factored in, there's no way he wins this, right?
yeah.
He made the biggest bonehead move the entire season.
Oh
He
my
pulled Blake
gosh,
Snell after 5 2/3 when he was cruising. 75
dude,
pitches. 75 pitches.
it was
And 1 out, and he would have been through
insane.
the inning. Like,
It was insane. Yeah, I was listening to some other. I think it was probably part of my take talking about it. He listened to the computer when he shouldn't have. The
he
algorithm
literally
and the
did.
thing he took the human aspect out of baseball,
He did.
and it had worked. It had worked until that point. But at some point, you got to be like, dude, this guy is cooking. Like
Like, ask
no
your bench
one else
coach,
would have
ask your
taken him out.
picking coach, be like,
Yeah,
should I keep him? Like
ask the
that's what you.
catcher.
Yeah.
Like
I don't get it. It was the
that
biggest
was
bonehead move.
so insane. Like, dude, he could have gone 9 innings easily. Like he could have played the entire game and like not let up anything else.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I think we see Game 7 and the World Series looks a little different if
Yeah.
uh, if Kevin Cash doesn't pull him. But I mean, all around, all these guys kind of deserved it. I see it in all of them. I mean,
Yeah.
Devin Williams just cooking the entire year
Yeah. That
with
was
a
that was
4.10
crazy.
33 ERA. Like, no
From
thanks. I don't
a
want to.
from a rookie, bro.
You heard of intentional walk? How about intentional strikeout, dude? Like,
He is gonna be a problem.
yeah. So
I got some baseball I want to talk about.
yeah, hit me with it. What you got?
I think the Padres slam Diego made baseball fun again and relevant to maybe not our generation, like our age, but kids a little younger than us who
Yeah.
like didn't grow up and get to see like the 2013 Red Sox and like for us like there's an electric group of young guys. Like I love that team. Fernando Tatis, my favorite player in the league. Like he's just so much fun to watch. All the Padres are fun to watch. Um their managers is a you look at him. He looks like he came straight out of San Diego, straight off the beach
Dude,
with surfing,
dude,
and
I
then put
thought he
on
was a player.
Padres.
I thought
Yeah,
he was literally a player. Like,
he's so awesome. Shane Tingler, dude, he's the man. And then you put Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, who I hate. Fuck Manny Machado, but you put him on the Padres, dude. I love watching him. Oh my gosh. And dude, Trevor, yeah, Paddock, dude, with the hair, the throwing the sheriff, man, like that team is just so much fun to watch. And all they do is hit fucking home runs.
yeah, dude, they
That's
like
all they
every
do.
time I turn on the TV, it's like bang, 6,000
Yeah,
feet.
it's oh my gosh, I love watching that team. And they they had no business being in the playoffs either. But I mean, yeah, they got swept in the wild card series, which I love. By the way, I love the addition of like a bunch more teams making, and then they have to play for a spot
I
in.
like it too. I think it's good for the sport.
I think it's good too. But yeah, they had an amazing season. It honestly got down to like a few plays, like the home run getting robbed,
Like
and
which one?
yeah, exactly. A few things go the Padres' way instead of the Dodgers' way, and they win that series,
But
which
did
is
it?
insane.
But okay, so here's putting the tinfoil hats on. Do you think they win the World Series? Because I think, you
No.
know what I think? I think that the Braves bounce the Padres, and the
Yeah.
Braves bounce the Rays and win the World Series
Yeah.
in 7 games. Because
Yeah.
I wanted to see a Braves Rays World Series, but I wanted Atlanta to win because one, we broke the city of Atlanta when we came back from 28-3,
Never
and we
forget.
single-handedly broke the city of Atlanta.
And all of their
And
sports teams
yeah,
forever.
we broke I mean, we broke Dan Quinn. We got him fired.
Mm-hmm.
I credit that to the Patriots. I credit that to New England
Sorry, Matt
wholeheartedly.
Ryan. I like Matt Ryan. I like you. I like Julio Jones.
But
Sorry.
your team sucks.
Yep. Even though they got
Your
like
coach sucks.
11 or 10 first round picks on their offense starting. It's
Oh well.
crazy. Crazy stat.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think I agree with you on the topic of on the Padres. You know, when you said it, I was like, really? But I think I agree. I
Yeah.
think they have young talent. I mean, I hate Manny Machado as much as the next guy, but he's fun to watch, and he and
I'd
he
put him in a
adds
Padres uniform. He's a different person.
he adds some energy to the team. I will
Yeah.
say that he adds energy to the team.
It's like a combination energy, but also like the veteran presence.
What about if Trevor Bauer came to the Padres?
Dude, I think they'd be unstoppable.
I
If
they
Trevor
they might go
Bauer
162-0.
if Trevor Bauer was like okay in the locker room and didn't like wasn't as explosive, like if Tangler could kind of like
Calm him down, like tell him like,
calm him
look,
down,
I like you're a player, I'm a manager, kind of thing.
yeah, and like be friends. I think if Trevor Bauer came on the team and got along with the manager, first baseman, catcher, Tatis Machado, you're good. You'd be electric, dude.
Hey, you're right. I
But
think
I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd risk it.
yeah, I to me Trevor Bauer's an outstanding talent, but I don't know if I want him on the Red Sox.
Yeah.
You know what Trevor I do want on the Red Sox? Trevor May.
Yeah.
Shout out May contain action.
Yeah. Trevor May.
I want Trevor May on the Red Sox. I really do. Because
He's a cool guy.
he tweaked something like halfway through the season and was like a flamethrower.
Yeah.
He was cooking for the rest of the season. So I want to see how he does, and if he gets a Boston uniform, I'll go crazy. Like
I
wow,
mean, dude, you got Alex Cora.
the
You
team
got
we just need pitching. That's it.
yeah.
We have one of the best offenses in the league. Okay. JD Martinez and Benny Buttcheeks need to learn how to hit a baseball again.
Yeah, relearn. They had such a shitty
give
season.
JD his iPad back, please.
Yeah.
Like the MLB be like, yeah, you guys like can't like no team can use like replay is just
It's so
wasn't
stupid.
it like a COVID thing too? Weren't they like just this season? I thought
We'll see.
I don't even know at this point.
They just hate the Red Sox.
Rob Manfred's doing whatever he wants at this point. He reminds me like 2014 Roger Goodell.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh.
Raja.
Hey, I'm just happy that nothing got shut down. Like the MLB, it was getting scary for a little bit. There were like a few teams that had outbreaks of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
but they're able to get under control. I mean, nobody beats Adam Silver, who is like probably the most liked, well-rounded commish who gets shit done. People like him. But I mean, like the season happened.
Yeah, and we had a World Series with fans.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it.
So big news in the real world. Pfizer. Did you see this the other day? Seeking emergency approval for a vaccine this week.
Oh, that's this week.
It
I
could be
saw that they had
implemented this week. Yep.
approved it, kind of. They
The
said it was like
FDA.
good.
It is 90% effective. So the FDA needs to review it, and if it gets emergency approval, it could be shipped out as soon as December 1st.
That's crazy.
But we're in like the last phase to get it because we're healthy young adults.
Yeah,
But
which
you know what'll end up happening is I was
old
saying to
people
my
don't
mom.
trust it.
Well, I was saying to my mom, I was like, it's gonna become a political thing. And
Yeah,
we don't get political on a sports podcast or sports
no,
and esports podcast. But she was like, no, you know what they're going to do? The same thing they do with the flu shot. You can't go to school if you don't have a flu shot. You can't go to work if you don't have a flu shot.
yeah,
Same thing with this. They're just going to be like, okay, you want to work here? Get a vaccine. We'll pay for it. Get one.
yeah.
So I'm not worried
That's why
about
I
it.
got a flu shot.
So I
Place
got
I
a flu
worked
shot.
at. Yeah, the place I worked at was like, hey, we'll give you a free flu shot. And I was like, I mean,
Target gives us free flu shots too.
yeah. What do I
CVS
lose?
is like, this one's on the house, dude. Like,
Yeah, that's dope.
plus, I don't get the
It's
flu for
great.
the next year. It's perfect.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
in.
complaining. I mean, the vaccine, like, I understand people being a little more skeptical about it than a flu shot, but
Oh, for sure.
like,
Especially when it's seeking
what are you gonna
emergency
lose
approval.
from it? Like, the government is like actually implanting a chip to like control your mind,
So what? I don't care.
and then everybody has it.
They're all in the same boat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, whatever,
But
man. Just
things are finally looking up. We've had a
make it
pretty
so I
good
can go
weekend.
back to school, bro.
Yeah, that's all I want. I mean, we just want to be in person for this. I mean, we've been talking all week about like what to get for equipment and stuff like that when we get
Oh,
to
my
streaming. So
my housing thing's tomorrow, I think.
same. So
Bet.
that'd be great. And I
Yeah.
think I think with that we're gonna wrap it up here. So guys, thank you again so much for watching. We packed a lot of content to like an hour. So
Woo.
um, I
You
I
might
had a
feel a
great
little
time.
tired after listening to it. A lot to unpack.
Yeah. Make sure you lay down when you listen. But anyone who watched, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to drop a comment below if you think we can do anything better. What you guys are liking, stuff like that. So
What you guys
go
hate?
follow. Yeah, please. If anything needs to be like axed, let us know. If
Yeah.
we're loving Destiny too much or we're hating on Philip Rivers, let us know. Um,
Podcast by the people for the people, baby.
yes, sir. Follow us on Twitter at Caged Lions Pod. And with that, we will catch you guys on Tuesday. We will try to have an episode out then. Uploads are going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we will catch you guys next episode. Peace out.
Much love.